Hello, hi there, lovely, gorgeous Sagittariuses. Welcome to my channel, and this is your love forecast for July 2017. And how I work is I work with my spirit guides. That's how I do all my readings, and how I'm doing a reading today. And I do all my readings live, one take. So if you hear a bipping outside or my dog snoring, sorry guys, it's one take in my home here in London. Also, before I start your reading as well, just letting people know that my free 5-day challenge on tarot and psychic ability is being launched on the 3rd of July. So don't worry if you're seeing this video late. You still have an opportunity to join in on that free 5-day action anytime from the 3rd of July and 2 weeks after that as well. So if you're interested, all the links about me and my services, my Facebook page are all just down below, guys. So just check it out. So my guides are saying here, just to start you off for July, is like this. They're saying here, some of you are making lots of choices. Choices, they're saying here. Choices, do you stay in something? Do you go? Do I like this person? Do I not? Some of you are, like, some of your choices are heavily coming up about whether your work is more important than a relationship also right now. And whether your focus is taken off a relationship also right now, in order for you to proceed with making some success, because I'm being showing coins and money around you guys quite a lot for the month of July, particularly when it comes to work efforts. If you work for yourself or you're expecting a bonus, or whatever this is, it is distracting your mind from, for some of you, not all of you, from your romance. But it is a month of you making choices. And it feels like important ones, really. So I'm being shown here, there are some of you who are in established connections where you are considering whether you want to be in it. And it feels quite out of the blue. And it could be, because of certain behaviours from the other person. It could be that you're bored, if I'm being honest with you. It just feels very out of the blue. Sort of. Like there's an element that my guides are saying here that some of it is to do with again, outside things to do with work and career, that you perhaps feel like it feels like sometimes we grow as people and then we can outgrow people, and there is a feeling of that, particularly if you're in an established relationship, whether that's new or long term. Some of the choices that are being made in this month are about the type of person, if you're single, who you want to be with, and you'll be choosing people that have a sense of adventure. Like, I pretty much feel like you want to choose someone that's just like you in every way, same morals, same values, same enthusiasm, same joy of life, same optimism. Like, you don't want somebody who's pessimistic. That's the theme that I'm getting for you guys this month. But we're going to have a look at this sort of like week by week. So my guides are pretty much saying here, in the first week, those of you who have got a focus on careers or new learning or some projects, you really will be juggling, I would say, between focusing on what is going on outside your relationship versus the need to focus what's going on inside your relationship, and very much feeling that you're swayed this way, not that way. Now, the only problem with that is that you've got the person who's either interested in you, so if you're single, trying to get your attention, or if you're in an established connection, they're also trying to get your attention, and they're a bit annoyed that you're not giving them all the attention that they want to have from you, because you're here with work and personal development, because it feels right for you at this time. In fact, it's been shown that you then might get annoyed that they are asking too much of you, and you might feel that what they're asking is too unreasonable, and they are thinking you're unreasonable because they want more from you. So there's a little bit of a tug of war, I think, going on with Sagittarius and love interests, I would say, in the first week of July. Like, it's, in a way, it's quite sweet, because this person just wants to love you and so wants more from you, and it might be coming across as a bit needy, and you want to give it to them, but you're like, but please let me do this too. So that, like, you both want each other and you both love each other, but you're both just rubbing like sandpaper a little bit in the first week. And if you're single, again, the same feeling would be true. You're going to have somebody who perhaps is like, here, me, look at me, I'm here, I like you, and I don't think you'll be inclined, if I'm being honest with you, to kind of want to have a romantic interest because you're thinking about something that's going on for you, work, personal development, and sometimes that happens. It's fine. In the second week, because I don't think, if I'm being honest with you, that you necessarily let the other person win in giving them what they need. You are way too distracted with what's going on with you, that they feel a bit dejected, but you don't. Like in the second week, they feel isolated and alone, and you further go into your thing still because you are under the misillusion that they're allowing you to do that. And I know I say it like that. I say it like that, like you need their permission, but it's like my guide says a really strong theme in a feeling that you're not seeing a vulnerability developing in your relationship because you're distracted. So it is important, hence why this whole theme this month is about choices, about is that relationship right for you? Or is it so important to you that you do need to pause, look at their needs and address it, or make your relationship vulnerable to problems, basically, to potential splits? And I don't mean in this month, but you could start the seeds of it now, only for it to kind of trickle in the wrong place. And for those of you who are single, you might be missing that opportunity of this person saying, I'm here, and then they're going, he or she doesn't want me then. All right, I'm going to look over here. And then you suddenly wanting to give that person attention, and then they don't want to give you attention, and then you're like, huh? So one of your choices is, do I want a relationship? Do I not want a relationship? And if you do want a relationship, if it's new or already established, you need to, unfortunately, find a balance between doing what you need to do and giving that person what they want. It is completely doable, but it takes some considerable effort from your part to do it, basically. That's how it's kind of coming across. So there's a bit of balance being needed, basically, in your connection. And it's coming, that it needs to come from you to them. But if you don't want it, then you can just leave it. That's one of the choices. Choices, like I said. It's not a bad thing. It's not a criticism at all, because I'm a Sagittarius. So, it's just, you just need to make a choice. That's all. Just balance things out so that that person doesn't feel left out and you don't lose something that you love. Do you see what I mean? And if you don't want it, then you can move on. Do you get me? In the third week, right, it's important, guys, because my guys are saying here, if you haven't made a decision and you're still ignoring that person's needs, in the third week, it feels that they will stoop quite low and be a little bit spiteful, or maybe even deceptive, to get your attention. And I think they do it in a very unhealthy way. Now, this could come out in a variety of different ways. This could be, they could, I don't know, like it feels quite bad, I have to say, that they may do something like, I don't know, broadcast on Facebook that you don't love them, or, I don't know, cheat, or, I don't know, like it feels bad. So there is a warning coming in here. I mean, the only thing with that is, for the person who does that, not only do they get your attention, but they probably will get themselves dumped. But I'm also guessing here that if you did want to keep that connection, it then becomes quite hurtful. And you see how that vulnerability can open up in the relationship, because then you can build distrust, and it's like, it's a hard thing, and you're not responsible, of course, for the way that person behaves. But my guides are just wanting you to acknowledge that there is a crying out before the person then acts that way. And, I personally say if they went that low, then they probably don't deserve you. But it feels like a cry for help and attention than it does them wanting to properly hurt you. So again, there's this theme that if you ignore it because your attention is over here with, other stuff that's to do with you, and the balance is not there, which you so can do, guys. For some of you, that's how low the other person goes to get your attention. Does not make it right at all. Does not make it right, but they seem to be doing that. And then, oh boy, do they get your attention. I don't feel here. I mean, I feel if you're single when somebody does that, then you will not entertain them. Basically, you'll be like, no way. I told myself I'm not messing with people like you, and you'll be off, and you'll be looking for somebody else. And in the 4th week is also a good time to redate again, basically, guys. But with that, if you're going to date and you're choosing to have a relationship, because remember, this is about the choices this month. If you really don't have the time to have a relationship, then you shouldn't be probably dating. But if you are doing, then you've got to have the balance right. All right? Otherwise, you'll just repeat the same cycle. And I don't want that for you. For those of you where it, it's opened a wound, it's made it vulnerable, but you're sticking together, I think both parties may be feeling quite low. And feeling, gosh, how do we rise above this? How do we get past, into a better stage? But because you both want it, and I guess there's, from your side of you, you didn't like what they did, but you understand it. Or, like I said, you might have avoided all of that because you got the balance right in the 2nd week, that you just avoided that. I just get here that despite that kind of vulnerability feeling, and yes, it will be something to work through, ultimately they're saying here there's no real loss because the love is strong enough to keep you both together, and actually the wishes that you have with that relationship and the improvements of it are yet to develop and to come and to be more. So I guess in a way this can happen in relationships where one of us can take the eye off the ball or doesn't get the balance right, because even though I'm saying that my guys are saying here that some of that can be helped by you, you might find in a few months' time they're doing the same thing. That happens in relationships. Sometimes we take our eye off the ball, or we get lazy, or it's hard to juggle it. But with insight, you can help to prevent the vulnerabilities being there. So I don't get great loss or anything like that. And I think the only loss that seems to come up is if you're single. If you're in an established connection, then it's opened up a vulnerability, but there's no love lost. The love is still there. It's what underpins the relationship, and you will survive it, basically. And it will get better. But this month is choices, and choices, guys. And I think the theme is what my guides are saying is make the right choice. Make it soon, at the beginning of the month, because then you'll know what to do. And if your choice is you don't want to be in a relationship, then don't be in a relationship. But if you do, it's going to be hard work, but get the balance and all will be well. You'll avoid half of what I just said. So I do hope that that's helped you today. And I better get the balance right then as well in my relationship, because I'm a Sagittarius, but we shall see, we shall see. So if that's been helpful, guys, you can leave a comment, or you could like and subscribe. And again, if you'd like to know more about me and my services, then just look below. And I do hope that's helped you. Take care, dears. Bye.